Welcome, everyone. My name is Laura Smith, and I will be filling in this Kabbalat Shabbat while the rabbis are home, recovering and recuperating and getting ready to lead us in our Yom Kippur services right around the corner.
They're doing much better. Everyone should know.
Good. Yes. Speedily and all that. As always, we are praying tonight out of Mishkan Tefillah, or if you are online, you can download our virtual Siddur, although since this evening service was put together on short notice, you may find your slides differ slightly from ours. So, gentle reminder that everything still counts if you just say Yai Lai Lai and Amen at the end, full credit. And if you are here in person or online tonight at this, our traditionally least attended Friday night service of the year, extra points to you. Good job. So we turn together to page 8 and we read together first. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. At this time, I'm so happy to call up Vida and Daryl Dworkin to kindle our Shabbat lights. If you are following along at home, blessings can be found on page 2.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
They're hiding inside the little house.
As you can tell, we work as a team.
Oh, yes.
Hurry up.
We'll make it.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yishanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'habibner shel Shabbat. Thank you. We turn to page 332 for the full version. Of what, Laura? The full version of Yedid Nefesh. I hope you will indulge me in this long version. I always find it's nice to have something where the melody repeats a lot. It just helps me settle down out of work week Friday and into Shabbat. So if you don't get it the first time or two, there's time at the end. I promise it speeds up after that. We'll do one time through just the niggin so you can get a remembrance. This is the one that I do every time I lead, so it's not new, but it is new to us. Full credit to Ariel Volpe for composing. Yai dai 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 ya da 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 dai 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 yai dai da dai 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 ya da 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 dai 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 yai dai da dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai dai yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 ya da 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 dai 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 yai dai 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 da dai ya da dai yai da da dai yai da da dai yai da 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 dai dai. And with words. Yedid nefesh avarachaman meshoch avdecha el retzonecha yarutz avdecha kemo hayal Yishtachavei yamul hadarecha Ye'erav lo yedidutecha Yadadadadadadadadai Minofetzu bechotam Yadadadadai Yadadadadai Yadadadadadadai Hadur na'eh ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavtecha anahel narefa nala ve'haroda noam zivcha אז תתחזק ותתרפא, ידדדדדדדדדה, והייתה לה שמחת עולם, ידדדה, ידדדה, ידדדדדדה. ותיקהנו רחמך, וחוסנה על בן אהובך, כי זה כמה נכספתי לראות בתפארת עוזך, אנא אלי חמדת ליבי, ידדדדדדדדדאי, חוסנה וענתי סלם, ידדדאי, ידדדאי, היגלנה ופרוס חביבי עלי את סוכת שלומך, תהיר ארץ מכבודך, נגילה ונשמחה בך, מהר אהוב כי במועד, ידדדדדדדאי, וכוננו כי מעולם, ידדדאי, ידדדאי, ידדדאי. I feel better. How wonderful it is to be together in community and to share our voices. We turn back at this time to page 12 and begin our reading of Psalms with Lechu Leranina. We are going to hit each of the Psalms in order, so I will sometimes do page numbers, but if we've moved on briefly, like we're just going page by page, so we can hit all of them to welcome in Shabbat with our 7 Psalms. Lechu lechu leranena Adonai, nari al etzur yishenu. Lechu lechu leranena Adonai, nari al etzur yishenu. And then it's all yai leilais. Yai lai 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 lai. Page 13. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Barechu Shemo, Vazru Mi'on Lehom Yeshuato. Again. Shiru Ladonai, Barechu Shemo, Vazru Mi'on Lehom Yeshuato. Page 14, at the very bottom, last 4 lines. We know this one. Or Zarua, Lat Sadi, Uyishrelev Simcha. Or Zarua, Lat Sadi, Uyishrelev Simcha. Or Zarua, Lat Sadi, Uyishrelev Simcha. Uyishrelev Simcha. Or Zarua, Lat Sadi, Uyishrelev Simcha. Uyishrelev Simcha. And then, because I never have enough low notes on page 16, we're just doing the last 4 lines, and we will pick up with Romemu on 17. So get ready. Lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel betzedek ve'amim ve'meisharim. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'hishtachavnu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'hishtachavnu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'hishtachavnu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'hishtachavnu lehar kodsho. I like how the acoustics in this room knit the front and the back together in a really cool way. Thank you, foot stompers in the back. You rock. All right, our last one, page 18. This is another one that the melody repeats over and over. So if you just lie for a while, super great. If you catch us at the end, super great. If you don't, say amen at the end and you get full credit. Mizmor leDavid, havu Adonai, b'nei Elim, havu Adonai, kavod va'oz, havu Adonai, kevod shemo yishtachavu Adonai, behadrat kodesh kol Adonai. Hamayim el hakavod hirim Adonai. Hamayim al mayim rabim kol Adonai. Ba'koach kol Adonai. Behadar kol Adonai. שובר ארזים וישבר אדוני את ארצי הלבנון וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון וסריון כמו בן רעמים כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש כל אדוני יחיל מדבר יחיל אדוני מדבר קדש כל אדוני יכול לעלות ויחשוף יערות והעלו כולו אומר כבוד אדוני למה בו ישב וישב אדוני מלך לעולם אדוני אז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. Like clockwork. All right. Please join me on page 20 for Lecha Dodi. As is our custom, we sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Because we are in a different room today, we are going to turn and face our exterior doors. Don't go out said exterior doors, but do look over there just in case anyone were to come in. If you are able, please rise. We start at the top. Lecha dodi likrat kala yadada 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 ne Shabbat ne Kabbalat. Lecha dodi likrat kala yadada 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 ne Shabbat ne Kabbalat. Shamor ve'zachor ve'dibur echad hishmi'anu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shemu tiferet ve'li tehillah. Lecha dodi likrat kala yadada 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 bnei Shabbat ne Kabbalat. Lecha dodi likrat kala yadada 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 bnei Shabbat ne Kabbalat. Likrat Shabbat lechu Ki mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavas tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala yadada 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 bnei Shabbat ne Kabbalat. Lecha dodi likrat kala yadada 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 bnei Shabbat ne Kabbalat. Hitoreri ki ba'orek mi ori shir daveri kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala yadada 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 bnei Shabbat ne Kabbalat. Lecha dodi Kala, yadada, 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 Pnei Shabbat, Pnei Kabbalat, Haboi v'shalom, ateret bala, Gam besimcha v'tzohola, toch emunei am segula, boi kala, lecha dodi lichatka, yadada, 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 pnei Shabbat, Kabbalat, lecha dodi lichatka, yadada, 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Kabbalat. Nice. You may be seated. Thank you. Hatzi Kaddish can be found on page 26. Yitkada v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Amen. V'yamad yibrach yirteh v'yamlit malchuteh v'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayei Yaakov et Yisrael ba'agalah u'bizman kariv v'yamru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei yomai yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaser v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalav Shemei Tekudesha Brihu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran ve'amaya v'yimeru. Amen. If you are able, please rise and join us in Barhu on page 28. Standing, we read together at the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day and night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'aravi Aravim. 32 in the English. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. The Shema can be found on page 34. Can't wait to do this all together with you on Monday. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. You can be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol miodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'el asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'b'leftecha v'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam lehot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'hisharecha lema'an tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. We read together page 39 at the top. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together, specifically to page 40. Yappa ba bim bim bam, yappa ba bim bam, yappa ba bim bim bam, yappa ba bim bam, yai dai 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 dai, yappa ba bim bam, yai dai 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 dai, yappa ba bim bam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malechutecha rahuvanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eliyanu ve'amru Adonai Imlo Leolam Ba'ed. Yappa bim bim bam, yappa bim bam, yappa bim bim bam, yappa bim bam, yai rai 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 rai, yappa bim bam, yai rai 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 rai, yappa bim bam. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלה מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We have crossed over the sea, whether just from a long week or perhaps something much more trying. The flight is over and we can slow ourselves down and prepare for rest. We read together on page 42 in English. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, alinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. The Shamru can be found on page 44. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam b'rito olam. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam b'rito olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam b'rito olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam b'rito olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam b'rito olam. There is important teaching going on up front here. Yes. Okay, in case you didn't get your wiggles out, please, if you are able, join us in our standing prayer on page 46. We will do the first few blessings together, as is our custom, and then continue in silent prayer until page 62. You are welcome to read in the Hebrew or the alternate readings or just the meditations of your own heart this week. Adonai, sefer tifta, ufi yagite v'yoter. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotinu, Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah. El Gadol before Menorah, El Kol Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Konei Avot, Ve'Zocher Hasei Avot V'Imahot, U'Me'id Geulah Lifnei Bnei Adam, L'Ma'at Shemo V'Yahava. Shabbat. Aleinu ve'al Israel ve'imeru. Amen. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, and to observe faithfully the words of this Torah. And let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God. At this point in the evening service, Temple Sinai tradition holds that we would get out the Torah and do a full Torah service. But tonight we are just going to talk Torah rather than bringing our scroll out. We know, however, that across our time zone, up and down the hemispheres, that other places have their scrolls out. And that is the best time in the week for us to ask for a little extra healing for those in need. This week especially, we are thinking of Laura Bartleson, Kathy Bartlett, Tracy Bartlett, Sue Berghammer, Laura Cohen, Jeffrey Foyer, Stephen Gould, Marlene Harris, Debbie Herman, Yolanda Jimenez, Kevin Knox, Margaret Lewicki, Harav Miriam Bat Shifra Vipinchas, Harav Miriam Yael Chaya Bat Sarah, Aaron Morgan, Tim Ober, Claire Petersky, Carol Pevney, Judy Ramos, Sarah Bat Chava, Shana Bracha Bat Esther Malka, Chris Stanton, Vanessa Wagner, Bobby Wells, Usher Zalick, those affected by the wildfires in Hawaii, everyone affected by coronavirus and long COVID, and of course the Jewish and other communities of Ukraine. If there are other names that you would like to share tonight to raise up, please do so now.
Robert Ederson, Dan Morgan, Alyssa Peters,
Charlotte and Justin Dinner.
If you are joining us online, please feel free to drop your love names in the chat so that others can support you at this time and send love. And we sing Mishaberach on page 253. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lahodenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. So tonight, if we were doing a reading, we would be reading Parsha Ha'azinu. This is actually a very short Parsha. It's only 52 lines, which is kind of nice. Plug if you'd like to chant Ha'azinu next year. And it is almost entirely a song. So last week we end on a cliffhanger. Says, and Moses assembled the people and he gathered them before him. And he sang to them all these words of the song so that they all hear. And it ends there. And so we get the song this week. What a weird way to end. And so the whole first 80% of the Parsha is this song, this beautiful poetry that Moses is singing to the people. And it's a prophecy of the time in the future, don't know why it needs to be in the future, when the people of Israel will sin and God will exact vengeance on them by handing them over to their enemies that they may be defeated. And then there's a little part at the end where God says, and then I reverse this because I alone have the power to kill and to give life, to wound and to heal the wounded. That belongs with me. So that's 80% of the Parsha. And then there's 5 lines of epilogue where Moses says, these words are in fact true and take them with you and they prolong the life of your days, and all these beautiful phrases that we carry through the liturgy. And then the last 4 lines of the Parsha are that time when God comes down to Moshe and says, okay, your time is up. I told you this time was coming. I can hear Carol already on the other side saying, it wasn't the rock. It had nothing to do with the rock. But in the text, it says it's the rock. The time has come. You need to ascend Mount Nebo and die alone on the mountaintop, and the people will pass over the Jordan into the land. So I'm not really going to unpack any of that because it takes me at least a week to come up with something really smart to say about things like this. So I will just put that to one side, but if you're following along, we've got one more week of stuff. Like if you're reading through in your Tanakh, you're running out of pages, please come to Simchat Torah when we roll the pages back, but like that's where we're at. It's the end of the story. Moses goes up the mountain and dies. But I wanted to talk about a tiny other piece. I heard a small piece of teaching. This is one of the passages where the text talks about that God has the power to give life to the dead. And this is a phrase that we have kind of softened or de-supernaturalized through the blessing that we say in the Amidah, where we thank God for giving life to all living things. You will notice in parentheses that it actually says to give life, metim, to give life to the dead. So I'm not here to change anybody's minds on any of that business, but I did just want to note that that is also the blessing that we're supposed to say if you see a friend that you have not seen in 12 months. And that as we come up on our most attended services, Sunday night and Monday for Yom Kippur, that if you have not seen somebody in 12 months and you have lost touch of that relationship, and in a small way that relationship has died, that is the bracha you are supposed to say when you see them again. Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be seen as a small resurrection. You are also supposed to say it upon waking, because sleep was considered 1/60th of a death. But anyway, so I just thought that was really nice. So if you see somebody in the next week, or there's a relationship in your life or a part of you that you have experienced having gone dormant and it comes back to you in the next little bit, and I hope it does, just know that that's what you're supposed to say to celebrate. And if that's not possible for you this week, that relationship isn't coming back, or it's not coming back yet, or you're not sure how it's going to come back, the person I was listening to is Rabbi Eli Confer, and I'll just steal his words here. He says, one of the aims of prayer is to cultivate a sometimes irrational hope for a different future. And that there's a midrash that puts side by side that blessed are the believers when they hear and God will give life to the dead. They say amen. So that's one side with this amount of weight. And the others, that blessed are the faithful, that they say when God rebuilds Jerusalem, they say amen and they believe. Those two are considered equally unlikely things when all of our texts were being assembled. And of course, that was how they felt. It was as impossible that Jerusalem would be restored as it was that the dead would come back to life. And yet, Jerusalem was restored. there was a future that looked nothing like they could imagine, and just because it hadn't happened yet didn't mean it wasn't going to happen. So if you need an irrational hope for a future in your life, I hope that you can help find it this week. And if you can't find it on your own, I hope you can find it with a neighbor and a friend and the people in this room. And that's all I have to say about that. Many thanks to L.I. Comfer, who I just ripped that majorly off from. Good man. Okay. We turn at this time to page 282 as we head towards Alinu. And it is my delight to call up Catherine and Tommy Seidel to be our openers. Thank you both. One side. Go ahead and open whenever you're ready. Alinu Shabbat, Ladon Hakol, Latit Gdula Yotzei Bereshit, Shelo Sanu Kigli Harazot, Velo Samanu Mimishpachot Ha'adama, Shelo Sanu Kiglahem, Ve'or Alinu, Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. 287. Then you may be seated. Thank you. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Tonight, in the period of recent death and Shuvah, we are remembering Scott Johnston. In the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, we are remembering Carol Ann Garris and Esther Bat Evron. In their first year, we are remembering Catherine Linsky Foley, Hank Froelich, Setsuko Olenichuk, Barbara Gonzalez, Aaron Yosef, Tova Batmeyer-Vitirtsa, Raymond Russell Riker, Judith Tampkin, David Torgman, Lorenzo Otero, Anita Goldwasser, Jamie Smith, Mark Umlas, Francine Catherine Barr, David Ben Avraham, Tatiana Marie Graniff, and Millie Rolston. This week, we also commemorate the yahrzeits of Benjamin Katzman, Gary McCauley, Joan F. Nutkin, Fanny Francoise Ohayon, Florence O'Mell Clark, Harry Shapiro, Lillian Rutkovitz, Sydney Picker, Leslie Kahn, Sophie Grossman, Cecilia Abbott, Ellen Montag, Theodore Rutkovitz, Arthur Ashkin, Ted Petty, Andrew Finn, Charles Crayenville, Edward B. Solomon, and Matthew Wanner. If there are other names in your life and your heart and your community, if you would like to raise them up now, you may do so. If you are online, again, please drop your loved ones' names in the chat so that others can see you and gather around you.
And it's those who do not those who do not have anyone to say punishment of the child.
Beverly. Kaddish can be found. Sorry, did I miss someone? Thank you. Kaddish can be found on page 294. If it is your custom, please rise. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Merabah, Yama, Divrach Yerute, Yamlich Malchute, Bachayechon, Ugyomechon, Uchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Bagala Ubizman Kariv, V'yamru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam U'almei Almaya. Yitbarach V'yishabach V'yitpar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh. V'yithadar V'yithaleh V'yithalel Shmei T'kudusha B'rihu. Leila Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Ta'amaran V'yamad V'yamru Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'yahol Kol Yisrael V'yamru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'yahol Kol Yisrael V'yamru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all who mourn, to which we say Amen. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to invite up our illustrious president to give the many announcements for this weekend and into next week. Tova McGilvray, for those who do not know.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We probably set a new record for turnout tonight. I'm just saying, this is like y'all holding it down. Okay. Thank you so much to Laura Smith for leading services tonight, and Laura and Marilyn, who is sitting here today. It will be forever retold as the year of the women who saved Rosh Hashanah. So thank you for that. Thank you, Rose, for running our live stream tonight. If you are a tech-savvy sort of person and feel like you might be interested in learning how to help the synagogue by running our live stream from time to time, please let myself or Michael Gordon know. We would love to get you onboarded for that as well. While we did not chant Torah tonight, our JPC and Miss Marilyn, if you are interested in learning how to chant Torah, and you're all among friends here, please reach out so that we can get you into that pipeline as well. We will be having an oneg tonight, so please stick around for challah, juice, and nash. And then those of you who are with us virtually, yes, we will be doing the Yisma Zoom, so stick around for that and we'll open up the room for you. Torah study is on for tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can find more details at sinaireno.org/Torah study. All right, and then we're going to get into some high holy day schedules. Let's Let's see. So Saturday at 2 p.m., tomorrow at 2 p.m., we are setting up the sukkah. So if you are able to help, we would be thrilled to have your help. Starting at 2, it's going to take about 45 minutes to kind of get the parts and pieces unpacked and laid out. So if you can't be there right at 2, don't worry. We still have plenty for you to do even after that. So please, we'd love to have you come and help out. And continuing, ongoing now and continuing through Slichot is, through where it started Slichot, continuing through Sukkot, is our canned food drive for our food banks of Northern Nevada. This is being run by our Social Action Committee. So as you continue to come to Yom Kippur and Sukkot services, if you brought a little something extra, particularly any high protein items, those would definitely be welcome. Erev Yom Kippur will start Sunday, September 24th. So 9 a.m. we'll be finishing the sukkah, whatever didn't get done on Saturday. 9:30 a.m. is going to be the first day of Sinai school. So some of you might be here with your littles, getting them acclimated to the first day of school anyway. We hope that you might step outside and help finish up the sukkah. And 7:30 p.m. we'll start our Kol Nidre service. And then Monday, September 25th is Yom Kippur. The morning service will start at 10 a.m. At 4 p.m. will be our Tot service. And at 5 p.m., the afternoon service, followed immediately by Ms. Nizkor and Neila, will conclude our services for that day. At approximately 7:30 or 8 p.m. will be our Break the Fast. This is going to be our first in-person Break the Fast in like the last 4 years. There are still a couple ways to sign up to help contribute to that meal. So all the schedule and signups, if you're interested, can be found at sinaireno.org/HHDS, High Holy Days. Friday, so we finish, we fast, we finish, we eat. It's going to be fabulous. Going all the way into Friday, that will be our Sukkot Shabbat. So that Friday night Shabbat service will happen at a slightly different time. That'll be a 6 p.m. service, a little bit earlier, because at 7:30 we're going to be having our Sukkot potluck. So please consider attending both. And Saturday, October 7th, will be Simchat Torah. So that is enough announcements for today. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you. Yeah. On a Sukkot front, if you would like to be in the sukkah, meaning you put up a sukkah, you wouldn't mind people coming by to say hello from 3 to 5 on Saturday, September 30th, there's still time to sign up to be on the map. So see myself, sign up at Yom Kippur Services, or email me at jpc@sinaireno.org, so we can get you on the map. It's our first one. We'd like to kick it off good. We've got so far 4 sukkahs. So if you would like to be on that list as well, great. And if you are an apartment dweller, we need people actually going around. So there's a place for you too. But we'd like this to be the first successful annual sukkah hop for Temple Sinai. So contribute where you can. Okay. We will close tonight before our lovely oneg with Ein Adir on page 328. מפיל יפורק כל ישראל, מפיל יפורק כל ישראל, אין אדיר כאדוני ואין ברוך כבן עמרם, אין גדולה כתורה ואין דרשנה כישראל, מפיל יפורק כל ישראל, מפיל יפורק כל ישראל, אין הדור כאדוני ואין ותיק כבן עמרם, אין צדקה כתורה ואין חכמיה כישראל, מיפיאל, יבורך כל ישראל. מיפיאל, יבורך כל ישראל. אין טהור כאדוני, ואין יחיד כבן אברהם. אין כברה כתורה, ואין למלך כישראל. מיפיאל, יבורך כל ישראל. מיפיאל, יבורך כל ישראל. אין פודה כאדוני, ואין צדיק כבן אברהם. אין קדושה כתורה, ואין תומך כישראל. מיפיאל, יבורך כל ישראל. מיפיאל, יבורך כל ישראל. All right, take the long walk back there so we can do Kaddish and Motzi. Sorry, I said that wrong. Kiddush and Motzi. We're fine.